Imagine walking through a tropical market. The air is warm, heavy with the scent of ripe fruit. You see mangoes glowing gold, bananas stacked in perfect curves. And then something strange catches your eye. A green knobby fruit that looks like it's made of reptile scales or tiny armor plates stitched together. It doesn't look soft. It doesn't look sweet. In fact, it looks almost alien. But crack it open, and inside is one of the creamiest, sweetest, most delicate fruits you'll ever taste. So what exactly is a sugar apple? This mysterious fruit is called the sugar apple. Let's explore right here on History of Simple Things. A sugar apple is a tropical fruit known scientifically as Ananas squamosa. It belongs to the custard apple family and is closely related to fruits like cherimoya and soursop. The name sugar apple comes from its incredibly sweet flavor and apple-like size, though it's not related to apples at all. In some places it's called Sweetsop, custard apple, or Atis, especially in the Philippines and other parts of Southeast Asia. Despite the different names, the fruit remains unmistakable once you've seen it. At first glance, the sugar apple's appearance can be confusing. Its exterior is made up of knobby segments that form a rounded heart-like shape. The skin is usually pale green, sometimes with hints of yellow as it ripens. When it's unripe, it's firm and hard. But when it's ready to eat, the fruit softens slightly, and the segments begin to separate just a little. That's when you know it's at peak sweetness. Break it open, and the inside is completely different from the outside. Instead of green and scaly, you'll find creamy white flesh divided into soft segments. The texture is often compared to custard, smooth, rich, and almost melt in your mouth. That's why it's sometimes called custard apple. Each segment contains a glossy black seed, which you don't eat. You simply scoop out the flesh, avoiding the seeds, and enjoy. Flavor-wise, the sugar apple truly lives up to its name. It's intensely sweet, often described as a blend of vanilla custard, pear, banana, and even a hint of pineapple. The sweetness is natural but powerful, making it a favorite among those who love sugary fruits without added sugar. It's not tart like citrus, and it doesn't have the sharp acidity of some tropical fruits. Instead, it delivers a smooth, creamy sweetness that feels indulgent. The sugar apple is believed to have originated in the tropical Americas, particularly in regions of Central America and the Caribbean. From there, it spread across the globe through trade and colonization. Today it grows widely in tropical and subtropical climates, including Southeast Asia, India, Australia, and parts of Africa. It thrives in warm weather and doesn't tolerate frost well, which is why you won't typically find it growing in colder climates. In countries like the Philippines, sugar apple, or Atis, is a common backyard fruit tree. It's relatively easy to grow and doesn't require highly specialized care. The tree itself is small to medium in size, with simple green leaves and small yellowish flowers. Once pollinated, the fruit develops over several months before reaching full maturity. Farmers often harvest it just before it fully softens, as overripe sugar apples can split open and spoil quickly. Nutritionally, sugar apples pack more than just sweetness. They are a good source of vitamin C, which supports the immune system and helps protect cells from damage. They also contain fiber, which aids digestion and promotes gut health. Additionally, sugar apples provide small amounts of potassium, magnesium, and B vitamins. While they are high in natural sugars, they are still considered a wholesome fruit when eaten in moderation. Beyond eating it fresh, sugar apple can also be used in various culinary creations. Some people blend the flesh into smoothies, milkshakes, or ice cream for a rich tropical flavor. Others use it in desserts like custards and puddings, enhancing its already creamy texture. Because of its sweetness, it rarely needs extra sugar when used in recipes. However, there are a few important things to keep in mind. The seeds of the sugar apple are not edible and should never be crushed or consumed. They contain compounds that can be toxic if ingested in large amounts. Always remove and discard the seeds before eating or blending the fruit. One reason sugar apple isn't as globally famous as mangoes or pineapples is its delicate nature. It bruises easily and has a short shelf life once ripe. This makes it harder to export over long distances. As a result, many people outside tropical regions have never tasted it fresh. When they do, it often becomes an unforgettable experience. Interestingly, sugar apples are part of a broader group of fruits sometimes referred to as custard fruits because of their creamy interiors. Among its relatives, the cherimoya is often considered the most luxurious, while the soursop is known for its tangy, fibrous flesh. But the sugar apple holds its own with its pure, concentrated sweetness and soft, segmented interior. So the next time you see a strange green fruit that looks like it belongs in a fantasy novel, don't be fooled by its rough exterior. Inside that scaly shell is something surprisingly gentle, sweet, and comforting. The sugar apple is a reminder that appearances can be deceiving, that sometimes the most unusual-looking things hide the softest treasures within. In a world filled with familiar fruits, the sugar apple remains a quiet tropical gem. It may not dominate supermarket shelves everywhere, but where it grows, it's cherished. And once you've tasted its creamy sweetness, you'll understand exactly why it earned its sugary name. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.